Hi everyone. So today I want to share with you about pattern recognition, seeing patterns in your own being, seeing patterns of familiarity within your being, seeing patterns that you are inherently used to navigating from day to day. In your mind sphere, in your thought patterns, in the words that you use and share on a regular basis, the emotions that arise within your body, all of these energies are revealing something to you. All of these energies arising within you, okay? By the power of your observation, you are able to begin to see within your field what is occurring within your own body, mental sphere, emotional sphere, physicality, your body, okay? Why is this so important right now more than ever before? When you look around in your environment, in your world, and see all of the different things going on, for example, trash in every single country that you travel to, besides a special few that are pristine, but those are very small compared to the trash that is riddled in the environment. The media that you are taking in every single day, taking in impressions of the media, okay? Turning on your phone, turning on the TV. How do you view these impressions of stimuli that are being bombarded on you, right? Because everything's a choice. Everything's a choice. You're constantly choosing. By the powers of your observation, from the last post I wrote on Sacred Magic Worlds, it is about observing these patterns within your life, within your experience. What are you so used to receiving, saying, thinking, feeling? And where do all of these things come from? Where do all of these feelings, thoughts that you're used to experiencing within your being come from? Okay? So everything in your experience is stimuli, impressions that you're receiving. So these are all images in your sphere that, with the power of neutral observation, you are able to create space between the power of your presence, being intimately connected with your inner being, and 0 point, abiding here and seeing this dance around. This is how you are able to observe your experience, your energy, other people's behaviors, your behaviors, all of these powers that you have to observe is where you are able to begin discerning your environment, your life, your patterns, and begin to change them. Begin to change them by seeing from the point of presence, being connected to the heart of presence, right? Because there's a difference, but most people are living here in the mind, in the thoughts, in the feelings. But until this mind, thoughts, feelings has been baptized at the heart of your inner being, of your presence, they cannot flower into the magnificence and the potential that is possible. So the importance as you are making these observations and how to go to the root of these patterns, that the majority of the patterns which the collective is currently living are false patterns that have been implanted into you believing that they are actually who you are. And they are not. But that's not for you to believe from me. That's for you to see for yourself through your own powers of observation. So you pull back, okay? It's like pulling back the arrow, pulling back the arrow, pulling back the arrow, pulling the tension in which you are used to or not used to using, but you pull back your attention right here, where the air is clean, where the air is pure, where there are no made up patterns or associations that are false. This space is the true purity of your essence, your presence. This is where the pure inspiration arises from, the pure manifestations arise from, where the true flow is arising from, directly from this purity of the moment. But as one becomes entangled in these patterns, right? And some of them are related to, right, going to a job that you've been used to going to. Maybe even being with a partner that you're not that intimately connected with. Okay? Living in a space or places that aren't in full resonance with who you are. There's so many of these things, right, that are occurring, that are patterns that are being lived out. And so they're being asked to be observed by you, right? How did I get here? What pattern was lived to get to this point in time now? What pattern was lived over and over and over, right? Because a lot of these patterns are looping. It's like a Groundhog Day. It's like a Groundhog Day. If you don't create from this space of the purity of presence, from the purity of your presence, the real energy of the moment now, which contains all the universal forces, then you are creating from this sphere, this mental, emotional sphere that hasn't yet been coming from this space, cleansed by the space of the purity of your being, of your heart, of your true essence, here at zero, emptying the vessel, abiding as you are. abiding as you are. So, in order to rip these patterns out, if you've taken the time to observe, and if you haven't, if this is the first time you're watching the video and you didn't read the post from yesterday, take time, observe your patterns, be suspicious of your patterns. Be suspicious of other people's patterns. Question everything about the patterns. Question everything about anything, about everything that you come into contact with. This questioning is what allows you to discover the truth in your experience and continues to allow you to grow in the truth of your being. You must be able to identify where patterns in your experience have been implanted on you by the media, by the family, by negative conditioning growing up, by previous lifetimes, whatever they are. Identify them, see them for what they are. So then you can move from this space, moving from your presence, which naturally the presence is doing what? It is creating the highest energy to move forth from you in all moments. The highest energy to move forth from you. The patterns that are created, right? You can replace patterns with any other patterns. Everything, it's an experiment, right? You can replace patterns with other patterns that you'd like to. You can do this with thought patterns, the words you use. You can essentially do it with everything. But the problem with patterns is that patterns have to continuously be evolving and growing and rising in the dimensions, okay? Rising in the energy. Because if they don't, then any pattern can become a locking point, a stopping point, a loop of constant repetition. And this also means for things that you think are healthy for you. Certain ways of eating, certain ways of moving. So there's a continuous newness to the space that is always changing. It's always dynamic in your presence, in your being. So these patterns of repetition, when you find that you are observing them and they are changing by you abiding in the power of your presence, what you will find is that all that you are transmitting, all that you are creating, all that you are doing, that is flowing forth through you, all these boundaries are constantly being pushed. You are never stagnant in this space. Presence is never stagnant. It is always moving. It's still, it's a stillness, but it's alive in this space. It's alive in this space. And so you will not find yourself on this mundane pattern of death and decay, which through your patterns of observation, you will be able to see the difference of the constructs of what? Family, society, okay? Anyone around you, because people can even through love, bind each other. Okay, that's not true love. True love is an expression of truth of being. There can be no real love without that. So as your being is stabilizing, rooting into the earth here, rooting into your entirety of your field here, in this moment, in your presence, in your being, these patterns that you observe, that you will observe, you'll observe them today, however long you feel to be with this energy. You will be able to see where you have been falling in these traps of patterns, which keep the divine soul force from moving up in octaves of being, moving upward upon your path. So any of these patterns, allow yourself to take that step back, to be here with your being, to relish in your being, to feel the clarity here, to feel the purity here, to feel the bliss and the joy, the emptiness, the vastness here. As you align with this space, you begin rapidly. All these patterns are changing. Almost functioning like a high functioning computer in a way, if you will. Everything's shifting. Everything's shifting. Everything's changing. Allow yourself to observe this. Allow yourself to observe the patterns within your entire field, within your entire system, to see if they're in resonance with the truth of your being, in resonance with the truth of your being. Simply being with, do you feel on course? Are you in alignment with your mission? If you are, you will know it. If you are, you will know it. If this brings up that feeling of separation at all, know this. That is only a feeling. That is only a feeling, but it is an indicator. It's not the totality of you. It's not the totality of you. It's just a feeling arising within the vastness of your being. But it's indicating you to merge here at the center of your heart. Merge here at the center of your heart. Merge with your inner being. Nothing is more important than this. There's not one thing in the universe that you would possibly have to do that is more important with being in the center of your very own being and feeling the power of your own presence and connectedness to all that is. It's worth it to skip a day of work for you to come home to the center of your being. And then you will see how these patterns change. These patterns change. Everything is becoming lighter. You are being guided in the highest way. You are being shown and revealed things that you can't even imagine or believe, because they are divine. They are divine. Breakthroughs on every level of being, exposure to the greatness of your being and the universe. Allow yourself the space to see the difference between who you are and all the patterns that arise. What will be happening is all will become absolved in your essence, in your presence, purifying everything that comes through your vessel, so that you are in alignment with all that is manifesting through you from a soul force level, from the deepest space within your being. Okay, beautiful creatures, I feel complete for now. And please, if you haven't already, read the post on Sacred Magic Worlds as well. If not, that's okay too. Everything is pretty much in here, I think. So I send you my love. I send you my light. I send you my energy. And my wish is for you to abide in the truth of your being, to allow your soul force to come to life. Allow your soul force to guide you. Move away from the things that do not serve the totality of your power, the totality of your inner being. Okay? Don't worry how you appear to others. This is a big trap as well. You came here on a mission. Don't go to sleep to that mission. Stay awake in your being. Stay awake. Stay alive in your being. Take care of your being. Take care of, this is your holy temple. This is your holy temple. This is the body of the earth. This is the body of the earth. This is the body of God expressing itself through you, through your vessel. Don't take it for granted. Don't waste a minute on anything that's not worthy of your true freedom and expression of being. All right, beautiful creatures, sending you my love.